Good morning, guys. Well, it is only 9:30 in the UK, so hope everybody's having a good evening, afternoon, whatever. Anyway, another truth, let's say. Anyway, thank you to the people for subscribing and commenting, and appreciate that. Thank you. Just a pity I couldn't get other people to move from my other platforms on here. I would be doing great and I'd be able to get the proof out. Anyway, sitting listening to another podcast. Now, this one came up that it was about the bots. There is nothing new out there. And I'm going to tell you about What's Island. Right? They're making money up. That's how it's cartoons. No, NK was there. I'll tell you right now, right? This is what happened. Right? So there is absolutely nothing new on the Watts. Not a thing. Apart from the Watts have still got a private investigator involved. Jamie homeschools her children. I mean, really, if you want to talk about the case, talk about the true facts. Instead of, it's about NK. I mean, I do. I think some YouTube channels are a wee bit obsessed with Shannon and NK. I mean, Ed and I, she's not a fan of mine. But the Watts Island is just, I mean, some people want to really go and get a job rather than, it's just crazy. In the comments, people are deluded if they honestly believe, because they've got all these followers. So let's start talking BS again. It's terrible. I mean, I can't even get to the point where in the morning I could get in the shower first because I'm that raging. NK, right? Now, I told you about the t-shirt theory yesterday's video. That was nearly an hour long. But if you want to know the story truthfully, I'll read it like if I'm reading it out of a book. I know people want Cadle's books read. That is not a problem. I'm thinking about doing a live. That's what I'm thinking about. But I mean, you can't even put yourself in Ronnie and Cindy's shoes. You can't. Right? Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone killed the girls and then killed her. Do I think Bella witnessed everything? I do believe she did. I do believe she did. And as much as I hate to say it, she did go in there alive too. That's the truth of it. She had to go in there alive. That, yeah, it still came back smothered. Because he smothered them at the house. And she got back up. So that's why their autopsies, Shanann's and Cece's, have got collapsed lungs. Shanann has oxycodone in her system from the shake that Chris Watts gave her before she left. Just like if that was the actual footage of Shanann getting out of Nicole's car, why do you not see Shanann then? If it's not a different. Plus, like I says, I know people over there, and somebody pointed out something to me. And they said, why would you be wearing, like, it's not far from where Shanann lived, but why would she have a jacket on, kind of thing? So think about it. Anyway, NK in the Watts Island, right? This is what I'm going to say. It is going to be a crime story, and it's a sad and horrific crime story, it is, but it's a good read if you get the honest YouTubers. They set out good, and then years ago, they started talking utter BS, because there is not a thing new. I've never heard one YouTuber, right? You'll take the mickey Ronnie and Cindy for giving their son, right? Because obviously nobody wants to believe their son's capable of throwing their grandbabies in oil barrels. Nobody would. I had 3 sons, so I think I should know. I couldn't imagine. I've said that even to my husband. Could you imagine if that was DLR? Never. Not by a long shot. I couldn't. And me, personally, I would remember. I would remember the man who left North Carolina. The honest answer I couldn't give is, would I ever talk to him, make sure he had money for stuff, know that he deserves it, but I can't answer that. I could answer what he'd done, but his parents think that when he did confess to them, he thought, they still think to this day, he's protecting someone, and they think it's just ludicrous. The both families. How could you be like this, really? Fair enough. They could still talk to their son, right? This is no fact, theory, or anything. It's a story. Fair enough, they could talk to their son, right? They didn't visit their son. They're not really in good health now. If anything, I'd say it has hurt Ronnie really bad. And I'm not on anybody's side, because the two of them, they lost. The two families lost. Chris isn't able to walk about and move on with his life. Like, they dated for 2 years before they got married, right? What in the God's earth in that 2 years? Well, if you've been watching the videos from the gender reveal, that's when I started talking the truth. You'll see. But like I said, I've got the evidence, right? The evidence is really out there, right? People just want to make money on somebody else's misery. And it's not that. I've had to unsubscribe for very few channels. I cannot watch seeing Shanann, Belle and Cece every bloody day. Even my husband says it when he comes in from work. What is that over YouTube still? There's never going to be I'll tell you the truth, right? Now I took these off the computer, right? So these are my granddaughter's stuff that she's studied for 18 months. Plus, what people do actually miss. So anyway, when Nicole claims, when they claim, "Hi, my name's Nicole Kessinger and I was seeing a murderer and I don't know F all about it." Anyway, Chris was a suspect, right, as everybody knows. So here's the story. Chris, this is what you done, right? Do I believe, that actual footage is Shanann going into the house, right? Now, not just my words, her own father says it too, and her brother. That is not the same day. That is not the actual footage. Or Shanann would have been on the next door camera where you see Nicole Atkinson's car. So why did you not see Shanann go to the boot? Why did you not see Shanann walking up a path? I mean, really think about it. Really think about it here, right? Sorry, guys. I didn't need a big. Oh, I've got a mic in that, yeah, but I didn't need one. I mean, I know Scottish accent is hard for people to understand, but it is good that you get to put on transcript. I mean, sometimes I've got to do that. But anyway, we'll get back to what's the truth, the fact. Right. Because Chris was a suspect for day one, right? So this is what happened. The 13th, right? Nicole couldn't get ahead of Shanann. So she goes to the doctors, is what I know. She goes to the doctors and then she says, "I know you can't tell us, but could you just please tell me if she turned up?" The minute she said no, she knew something was wrong. So they went to the house. I mean, that bit is true, yeah. That's how people are going, but there's this day missing, there's these hours missing. But I'm about to tell you that, if you continue listening. So anyway, because Chris, on the 14th, after the news, right, Chris was the suspect. On the 14th, the same day, Nicole Kessinger deleted everything. Pictures, texts, emails, you name it. Anything they had done, she deleted it. So, on the 15th, she called in the FBI. And it was, I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was Martinez. It was Martinez and Kobach that first met her on that evening of the 15th. And she was with her dad in a park. And they recorded her interview in the park. She was with her dad. And then because she had, obviously, her devices were all took there and then. Anything she had in her house, technology, everything got seized. on the 15th, and that's the truth. Once I get more subscribers, I will put it on my post. But, like I said, this isn't the facts. This is the theories. This isn't a make-upper. This is the fact. This is the fact, right? This is what happened with Nicole, right? And this is what's the matter with Watts Island, because it's just money, money, money. And I mean, at least if I had the subscribers, I would be putting it to something like Chad. No, like, because I've lost like 3 kids in different circumstances. So I donate to Chad anyway, every month. And I've got a direct, no, standing order it is, sorry. And it's just like for people that's lost kids, maybe through different circumstances, and it's good because some people don't hate people in life. I'm lucky. I've still got 2 sons. I mean, before this Watts, I mean, I really do feel sorry on the Rosics because they will never hear the word granny. They will never hear the word papa, uncle. I couldn't, I mean, I didn't go on me my sister, but I still got updates on my niece. I mean, my niece is old enough now. But I understand that pain, I really do. Do I think the family should be at loggerheads? No, really. I mean, the Watts do believe Sinead Watts done this. Even though in the reports it proves Sinead didn't kill the kids. It proves. It's there. If you really want to save yourself money to put in the YouTubers' pockets, because remember, YouTube is a big place and it's hard to get noticed, but people notice these big fancy channels because you know how they're the ones. But if you want true crime stories, facts, a true crime, hit the button. And please remember, and so please, the people who are commenting but not liking, can you please like for me? And thank you to the people who have actually took time from my videos that went out in the reels. Thank you so much. It still shows your support. I mean, I know there's people out there that want to know the truth, and there's people out there that still believe that, oh, this channel's brilliant and that. And if you want the truth, just ask. It isn't that hard. But no, it's, all devices, everything, got seized on the 15th. But bear in mind, she did take that the whole day and the whole night to delete and make sure she had everything. Well, she thought. But I mean, regarding all the texts, calls, photos, searches, it's crazy, right? Yeah, the FBI did know she was lying. So, because she came forward, that's why the police think she was a good person. Well, so they believe. But That's who took them. Martiniz and go back. That's my first met her. And then on our 16th, our second interview was 3.5 hours long. They already had her devices, her phone data. Now remember, by this point, they already knew she lied about Shanann. They grilled her about why she said she didn't know Shanann was. So that's the truth. And that was on 16th. So bear in mind, Chris is already behind bars. That was our second interview, and it's 3.5 hours long. But they already knew she lied. She also lied about knowing Shanann was, and her phone proved everything. But proof, evidence, and I mean, you could take the evidence, but if you've not got the forensic evidence, the courts laugh you out of court now. You could take every evidence under the sun, right? But yet, if you've not got the forensic evidence, there's nothing they can charge him with. It's crazy. So that's how Nicole Kessinger got away with this and was classed as a person of any to be a murderer. But, I mean, Chris went for Ronnie and Cindy telling them what to do. I mean, you've heard all the interviews I've put out on the videos about Shanann's interviews from police that have went right back to when they first met. And everybody says it, how Shanann was. I mean, do I think Shanann had lupus? No. I mean, I'm not saying she didn't have migraines and that, because Frank and Sandy do tell you that. They were at every appointment with her. But she was healthy as anything. And, I mean, lupus is no good thing to have. But I didn't understand about the high risk. I didn't understand that. Because it doesn't mention anything about, like, high risk. I mean, just naturally, really. But, I mean, what on earth, I mean, were they even thinking about contemplating on another kid, third kid anyway? I mean, even Cece, they were in debt. It's just that, I mean, I didn't understand what went down that 2 years that they were together, right? Without being married, that's what I mean. But there's just so many. I could understand the Rosic sitting there every day. I mean, this is going on for 8 years now. And, I mean, it took them 3 years to basically, I mean, you rebuild yourself. Well, you try and rebuild yourself the best you can. But sometimes it's either a make or break, I think, in my opinion. But get back to this. On the final interview on the 23rd of August, it was basically just, they had everything, she deleted everything, her people think her devices were seized. They were seized the minute she mentioned words. So the bottom line in Nicole Kessinger at the moment, the only way that she would get brought to justice, right, let's say, and this is no theory, on my opinion, it's a fact, for Nicole Kessinger to be looked into again, right? I mean, the emails, the searches, the messages, right, prove way too much. They do. They prove way too much. She knew more than she let on to. That's what I'll know. And there's no anything more to it. She needed Shanann and the girls out the way. As you all know that too. Right? But it was just, I mean, I didn't understand why. I was watching this crime, right, and it's crazy. I mean, the lassie wasn't even involved in this murder, but yet, because she had kicked a tin over to where it happened, and obviously the tin was found. Now she's doing life in jail. What's the justice over there? Chris Watts shouldn't have even had an offer for the death row being took off the table. That's how Cindy and Ronnie think he's covering stuff for Shanann. Because it's lie after lie. Their son isn't Chris Watts anymore. It is not Chris Watts. Like he says, he thinks he's better than Jesus, and he thinks he's put in there for a reason, and knowing that we're all talking about that's another sign from God and Jesus, blah 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 blah. Chris, honestly, really, he actually remembers a book that he used to read to the girls, and he actually sits and reads that book and does the actions. But see the truth, Nicole Kessinger will only get looked into, only, I'm saying, will get looked into if Chris stops protecting her. Now, this is only Chris that could do this. No, not us. Oh, sorry. Not us. Not every email from the UK either. According to O'Rourke, there's more from the UK to him. YouTube channels either demanding to know why, but the t-shirt was not, they had to put something in, a last picture in, and then because they've done that, that's what's happened here. And then it's just pure spiraled out of control, and then everybody talking BS on the subject. But they all knew she was lying from non-stop. They did. Did money talk? Was something said off paper? I mean, Chris Watts, his case will never, ever reopen. Nicole Kessinger could still get looked into, but only if Chris says she knew that I was going to kill them, or if emails surface, yes, Nicole, emails, no, the ones that you used to send from Anna Darko. Right, so it appears legally right now not enough. But if Chris says she knew, or like I said, or one new message appears, she gets looked into, charged and exposed for everything. So Nicole, you do get, someone does come to light like that, and Chris is talking. Trust me, Chris is talking. But most likely, if Chris finally stops protecting her, then, and lately, he started blaming more, so it could still happen one day. An email might come to the truth. Just saying, Nicole, it could be an email. And to me, money spoke, definitely. No, I'm not about the families. I'm on about the corrupted theroy. But if I wanted somebody dealing my case over there, certainly wouldn't be theroy. The minute I found out he had a record, I'd be like that. Nope, not a chance. No, bye-bye. I'm only being honest. But that's the truth about Nicole Kessinger. Unless Chris Watts says she knew, or an email, Nicole comes to light. Now, the things it's hidden for 50 years, it's only private texts, private pictures, private messages. That is it. Like Frank says, if you're going to talk true crime, at least tell the truth. So at least I'm telling the truth. And I definitely am not on WhatsApp Island. Because you honestly do not have a clue what yous are talking about. And I'm not joking. It is actually sad that people could, and I have to laugh at YouTubers too. Oh, there is exists me, stop doing it. I would. They did 6 months ago. Fair enough. If people don't know the story and want to know a true crime, then this is your channel. But if you want to go and listen to BS, and honestly, I've read half of the comments, and I mean, see, because this is a crime now, Shanann got murdered. Now, see if Shanann hadn't got murdered, right? She'd have been this and she'd have been that, and trust me, she would. The way, like, you can't bet the way Shanann is on Facebook, that she's bossy, controlling. I mean, she actually took control of what he ate, what he... That isn't right. I get she didn't want Chris to ever die, right? But she was the one that met the divorce lawyer, right? That everybody seems to think, oh, I bound into this divorce lawyer. Just so happened to be a divorce lawyer at that. No, a criminal lawyer. Not an estate agent. But that's the only true bit in the Netflix documentary, right? Is when you see Nicole, right? That's true. Like everyone else, right? But see the people that are saying, the YouTubers that are going, oh, but this is not here and this is not there. Well, no, why? Because it's not the actual. Do you honestly think they're going to see you grilling Nicole Kessinger? No. They've put out bits that have just started this big theory, and then demanding that yous should get to know. It's none of our businesses. If somebody done that to me, I swear to God, I'd be in the jail. So I'll tell you, the Rusiks are bigger people than what I am. I'm sorry. They are. But it's just so crazy that you could actually tell lies about it. Means you're going to tell a true crime, tell it right. I mean, here's me and my granddaughter think we're away to listen to this true crime and about the bots. And it said no. Now, trust me, if any new came of that, there is nothing that I have not seen, read, went back over, listened to what Chris has said. You write it down if you're interested in the case, which for nearly 2 years has been done, and the 2,000 pages. So the only thing, I mean, do you think, like Frank says, he'll tack it to his grave, the truth. So there must be some other kind, but that doorbell footage is another time that she did come home. That's why Chris goes, she was here. Because there was no doorbell captured her. That's why you don't see it on Nate's camera. You only see Nicole driving away. Think about it. I didn't need to talk Billy B. I honestly don't, right? But Nicole Kessinger, the day after the murders, she deleted everything, right? This is the truth. To this day, she's kept herself out of the public eye, right? Now, the FBI knows. They've got their opinions, but I was listening to, is it Kobach who took the retirement? Or the one that took the early retirement because it still traumatises them. And I can imagine. But no. Do I think Troy dug that hole? 100%. Can't prove it. Now, there's another video done and scheduled to come out about why Nicole Kessinger phone pinged at that precise tower. Okay? Plus, I'll share how it pinged. And then you'll maybe start thinking, well, a true crime is a true crime. I'll go over it from start to finish, but at least I'll tell you it's true crime. But I'm only putting out there what is just utter Billy B. I've never, honestly, I have 8 grandchildren, and I think they could tell a better crime. And I'm not kidding. So, I'm sorry for unsubscribing, but you're just a wee bit off the runway on it. I mean, I'm halfway up in the air, wait till I get in the air. Then, if you want me to go over a Cadle book, I'll do a live, because I know there's people wanting us to. I mean, the new Cadle book, that was good. The Aftermath of the Watts, that was published in the months, I think the months and days are flying in. Well, we'll be going on holiday soon, guys, so that'll be a good experience too. Let's see all the nice culture outside we're city. I should have joined Lavelle to get free holidays. I mean, I get she maybe earned rewards, and she did not. Nobody in this world. Everybody would be working for Lavelle if that was the case as well. Right? But that's another fact. But it was just hard to put that out there. I was so angry listening to total bully bee. They were having a girl, and it was like that. Where did this girl come from? And I'm lying there thinking, what did this girl come from called Nichole? Nichole. So basically, it was like Nicole. Anyway, as I say, I'm not on Watts Island, I'm on true crime. I love it. Always have done. Exploring, travelling, showing you things that maybe people would love to see, but just sadly can't. But please remember and hit the like button, as if I hit the amount of people that do stay and watch. Could you please like for myself? But have a good day, and like I said, I'll continue the watch, but I will be on facts. No theories or bully bees. Everyone take care.